What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Backline Gear Review. I am your host, Chief Redbeard, and today we go over my PRS S2. So if you haven't already noticed, I am a huge fan of the PRS brand. Absolutely love these guitars, and I started out on a PRS SE Mark Holcomb, and I got to shopping in a store one day and I came across this beauty here. So what we've got here is a PRS S2 with a satin finish. This is a walnut color and one that I also haven't seen anymore, so it looks like I may have got one of the last runs of these. This is a 24 fret guitar, and from the top down we're going to go from tuners all the way down. So let's begin with the tuners here. So what we have here is PRS low mass locking tuners. So unlike the core models that you would find, these are not going to be USA PRS tuners. As far as I know, these are an outsourced set of tuners similar to my CE model that you may have seen previously on the channel. But once again, they hold tune very, very well. What we have here is a mahogany neck with a rosewood fingerboard with the PRS dots. So this is a standard model edition, so this is not a PRS S2 custom. The custom would actually have the bird inlay, and at first this actually did bother me just a little bit until I picked the thing up, and boy was I blown away. We also have a mahogany body and all pretty much one piece of mahogany here. As far as I know, this is a cheaper way to be able to go ahead and produce these guitars. No maple cap on this, as well as the neck is made similar to the CEs where they are made a different way than the core models. So it takes a lot less time and a lot cheaper to produce. We have a volume and tone pot here, as well as a three-way blade switch, and the tone knob actually pulls up to split the coils. So typically in the S2s, you are going to find that there are the PRS 8515S. Again, another outsourced set of pickups there. What I've actually done is I played through those, and by far I was completely blown away by those pickups. They sounded great, they were very clear, very articulate, but I wanted something more. So what I did was I actually upgraded these to the bare knuckle juggernauts, and I've got to say these are some of the better pickups that I've ever heard in my life. Typically I am definitely a passive fan, so I used to be into EMGs like I'm sure every metal guy out there was. I have found that passive pickups have offered a much better articulate tone. So basically, instead of the very, very muddy, over the top, high output EMGs, I have switched to a passive guy. So typically I am a Duncan fan. Those are some of my favorite pickups out there, and these make a lot of pickups out there seem like night and day. One of the better pickups I have ever heard in my entire life. This also comes with the PRS S2 vibrato bridge. Once again, this is not an American-made piece, but I have seen a lot of people putting man-made bridges or something to that effect on there. You've already got it routed out for a tremolo setup here. And I gotta say that even with playing with this and pushing it down, pulling up on it a little bit, it seems to stay in tune pretty well. I have been overall impressed with this. When I looked at it, I found it a little odd that for maybe $100 more, depending on what model you get, over an SE, this guitar came with locking tuners, it came with the same exact pickups, and then I really wanted a satin finish. This is pretty much my first satin finish guitar I've ever gotten, and it just felt great. I looked at it one day in the store, I ended up coming back, and I actually plugged it into a PRS MT15, so the Mark Tremonti amp, and I couldn't put the thing down. So I bought it immediately after being able to really get some time with this, and now it is pretty much my go-to workhorse outside of my CE that I want to play. It feels great. It's got a patterned regular neck on it, so it's got a little bit of that chunkier neck than my CE, but it still feels really good in the hands. I don't find too many issues with playing it at all. Upper fret access is perfect, as you would find on a PRS. One of the things I did like about this that the SEs don't come with is the kind of almost carved top. So they call it an asymmetrical contour top. So there is a bit of contour, just like you kind of find on some of the higher model finishes, just not quite as deep. And man, it just feels great. It looks great. You can see some of even the mahogany wood grain. The finish on this with this walnut, it's a nitrocellulose finish as well, just similar to my CE model. And they don't use any type of wood filler on that, so you can see and feel every bit of the grain. It just felt like, you know, that old vintage style guitar. One of the reasons I actually picked it up was, and hopefully you guys can see it here, the PRS logo on here, the gold on top of that walnut finish just looks so classy to me. And maybe it's just coming with age, but right now, class is kind of what I'm looking for. No longer looking for that edgy metal look, just want a really nice, solid guitar that's gonna do the job that I wanted, and this guitar does it. It plays great, it stays in tune, it feels great. The addition of the pickups really, really enhanced the sound. However, once again, the 8515s were just fine. There's no issues with it. I've got friends with some 8515Ss in theirs, and they, you know, again, probably will change them out, but right now it's doing everything that you kind of throw at it, whether it's metal, jazz, you know, a little bit of country if you really want, especially with the push-pull coil tap on there. It's a great guitar. I would highly, highly, highly recommend it. As of right now, I see that there are some Guitar Center exclusive finishes, and basically you get the charcoal black or the tobacco kind of burst on there. But if you could find it in the walnut and you really like it, I promise you will not be disappointed. Very, very pleased with this guitar. So what I want to do now is actually go ahead and show it off a little bit. We're going to play just a little bit on it. I'm not going to go over too much with it, but I do kind of want to go through what, even with changing the pickups out, that this wood still really, really resonates really, really well and creates a beautiful sound. We're going to do a little bit of heavy tones with the bare knuckles here. And I'm going to be going through my Kemper just like last time with the PRS Archon head, a 4x12 with vintage 30s and an SM57 on it in the Kemper. And then in front of the amp is also going to be my Horizon Devices Precision Drive. Once again, can't leave the house without that one. And then what we'll do for cleans is we'll go through some type of AC, see how that sounds. And I'll go ahead and split the coil for you guys, show you what that sounds like. But let's see what this thing sounds like. So as you can see there, we get quite a few different tones out of this guy. Really, really, really enjoy it. I love these pickups. I highly, highly recommend, if you haven't checked out Bare Knuckle Pickups, go check them out. I am not sponsored by them. I just truly believe in the work that they are doing. They're from the UK. The pickups can become just a little bit pricey, a little bit over what you would pay for something like a Seymour Duncan or a DiMarzio style pickup, but it is absolutely worth it in my opinion. This guitar, also very, very worth it in my opinion. Once again, this is my workhorse now. I can't go wrong with it. It feels great, it plays great, it stays in tune, and that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below. If you like what you saw, give me the thumbs up. I really appreciate it if you do. If you also like it, please subscribe. Share it with your friends. Let them know about the guitars and everything that I'm doing on this channel. Don't forget to check out the Backline podcast every Wednesday. As of right now, it is at 6 a.m. on all platforms, including YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Normally it would be at 9 a.m., but right now we are doing it at 6 because people are home. So enjoy the content from us. If you guys have anything that you want to see on this channel, please, again, comment down below. Thanks for watching.